Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Luna Classic and where we think the price is going to go to in the near, as well as some price levels and some trades we're looking out for. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, we're going to get straight into this video because we've just had the inflation rate data come out here on Luna Classic. Let's get the annotations back on the screen here and let's just talk about it. So of course, from my last video, I said that we were in some sort of uptrend here on the Luna Classic. We just go on the 4-hour chart. We can see that quite clearly within the context of this orange triangle that we have here. We have two trend lines, one going down, one going up, and it's kind of wedging the price of Luna Classic. And at some point, one of the trend lines, one of the orange trend lines here have to be broken. So this is one of the first things we're watching out for. Of course, like I say, we've just had that inflation rate data and things are looking quite good here on Luna Classic. Of course, we do anticipate quite a lot of volatility when that inflation rate data comes out, and that is exactly what we saw here on Luna Classic. This has been the result here, which hasn't really done much to the technicals here of Luna Classic. So that's, for the bullish people, a very good thing, because here on Luna Classic we have been in a very nice bullish trend. Of course, very clearly you can see the price going in this upwards trend here, bound by this bullish support in orange and accompanied by quite a lot of bullish volume here. So for example, when we've seen these pumps on Luna Classic, we've seen the volume increase, and when we've seen the price go down, then we've seen the volume decrease. So we're seeing healthy technicals here on Luna Classic, in my opinion. And the inflation rate data that has come out today has not changed that. So that was definitely the most important thing that we were keeping our eye out for. And we don't really have any economic data coming out now that's really going to impact the price for a while. So Luna Classic is fairly clear sailing, in my opinion. We've kept very nicely to a slightly more bullish trend line, this one in pink here. And I do see a smaller triangle forming that could look something a little bit like this. So we kind of do this where we connect some of the peaks here of this recent price action here on Luna Classic, and of course again it forms some sort of smaller triangles. So and of course, as a triangle, we should see a large price move if we do break above or below these pink trend lines here. And of course, if it does happen, then the price target becomes the first test of support and resistance. And if we see a breakout to the upside, in my opinion, we're going to see a price pump of around 10% to 18.6 cents. But if we see a breakdown from this triangle in pink, then that could take the price on Luna Classic down to 14.6 cents. So I'm watching this triangle in the short term. Of course, any large breakout would be accompanied by an increase in volume. So if we do see price break below the support line here, for example, we want to see an increase in bearish volume, and that could tell us that the trend has changed. Of course, chart patterns are not perfect, so if we don't see that increase in volume or momentum and we just do something like this, then that kind of invalidates the triangle for me, and I'll be continuing to watch this larger orange triangle that we've had here on Luna Classic since November. So those are kind of my thoughts here on Luna Classic. Of course, like I say, everything with inflation went pretty well, so Luna Classic is cleared for this bullish trend to continue. Nothing is telling me that we could be seeing a change of trend at the moment. The technicals here still look very healthy. And of course, if we have a look at Bitcoin as well, we have seen a break through this bearish trend line on Bitcoin, which is here in pink. Of course, Bitcoin is the tune of the crypto market, and if we see some sort of move on Bitcoin, chances are it's going to add some sort of bias to altcoins such as Luna Classic. So this is why we're paying attention to Bitcoin. And like I say, Bitcoin has just broken out of this bearish trend line here in pink, and of course you see a second trend line here connecting the lows of the Bitcoin price, and this forms some sort of falling wedge. Now this is a bullish chart pattern, and of course if we do see this play out, then we should see a massive price target here on Bitcoin of this kind of distance. So it should take the prices up to 44,000. Of course, I don't expect this to happen over the next few days. That would be overly ambitious, but something like this would take probably months to form. So the fact that we have seen quite a convincing breakout from this falling wedge means that we can reasonably expect the price target of 44,000 here on Bitcoin over the next few months. So that's very, very exciting stuff. Of course, we've seen these green candles take Bitcoin higher. We've seen an increase in volume, and the inflation rate data also affected Bitcoin. It has been a little bit shaky. So this uptrend that we've seen on Bitcoin has admittedly been going on for quite a bit of a while, so it was due a correction. So there's nothing too bearish about this yet. We have seen some sideways movement here on Bitcoin, but generally speaking, it's still following a nice bullish trend that kind of looks like this. You can see that this is some sort of support generally for the price here on Bitcoin. Of course, as the Bitcoin price continues to fall, in my opinion, down below, say 17,500, then this bullish trend is invalidated, and we could start seeing the price of Bitcoin continuing to fall after that. But everything on Bitcoin, again, still looks fairly reasonable, despite the slight drop that we've had after the inflation rate report there. So Bitcoin's still looking very, very nice, and Luna Classic exactly the same, also looking very nice. Just to show you guys finally as well the momentum that we're seeing on Luna Classic at the moment on the longer time frames. So let's go on the 1-day chart. We can see that the MACD is still very, very bullish. The value of the MACD and the signal line coming to the highest that we've seen since mid-October here. So that's very good. It's a very good bullish case. It means that we're garnering more and more bullish momentum on here. On the shorter time frames, we have seen a little bit of a choppy MACD, but all is to be expected with the inflation rate report coming out. We're seeing slightly bearish momentum. Of course, over the past hour, as you can see, we've seen quite a bearish candle. So of course, we are seeing bearishness on the MACD and quite a bit of it over the past few days. We are consolidating in this small triangle at the moment. So I'm just taking everything with the MACD with a pinch of salt in the shorter time frames, but definitely something to keep your eye on, of course, particularly for divergences. This is what I use the shorter term MACD for. Of course, I'm not seeing any divergences at the moment on the MACD, but I am keeping my eye out for them. So that's what the MACD is telling us in the shorter and longer time frames. And with that being said, that's pretty much all I have to say post-inflation rate data. Of course, everything from my yesterday's video still stands, with the fact that we are seeing this triangle. The price target from this triangle is still 33 cents, the one here in orange. And of course, on top of that as well, if I go on the very long time frames on here, we are seeing some sort of falling wedge. I still think this is in play, the one in purple. And of course, the price target from that is this dotted line here at 42 cents. So we've got a price target at 33 cents. We've got a price target at 42 cents on Luna Classic. And again, it's not going to get there within a day or two, but this will probably take weeks or even months. So this is something that I'm keeping my eye out for. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say on Luna Classic. Generally good stuff from the inflation rate report, despite there being a bit of a drop. So everything's still bullish here on Luna Classic after that inflation rate report, as long as, you know, we keep these bullish trend lines, the one in pink, and if not in pink, then at least the one in orange here. So good stuff there. That is all I have to say in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know down in the comments below if you are still bullish here on Luna Classic. But otherwise, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care.